Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. My name is Hakeem from AZMAN and welcome back to 5E News. And in today's news, we're going to cover the topic of forced labor issue relating to the events of the high-tech home appliance maker Dyson Ltd terminating their relationship with their supplier ATA IMS Berhad. The reason behind this event is due to allegation of forced labor and remuneration towards the migrant workers at ATA IMS Berhad. Problem arises as few evidence were investigated where 7 current and former ATA workers mentioned they work extra hours in excess of Malaysian legal limitation and paid recruiting fees to labor brokers in their home countries. Furthermore, according to workers and payslips obtained by Reuters, information such as immigrant workers also work on public holidays on what were supposed to be rest days at ATA facility. Moreover, a serious issue arises when a former ATA worker known as Dan Kumarimbu told Reuters that an ATA official took him into the police station in June and questioned him about sharing the information regarding the condition of the factories with an activist, which leads him being attacked by the police officer. However, ATA denied the statement and the police station involved gave no further comment. Last but not least, after the horrifying event, Limbu, a Nepalese national, departed Malaysia as he feared more retaliation. That's all from me. Thank you so much, and I will pass it to ASYIKIN for the next content.
I will present about discussion to the problem. First is factor that leads to the problem. There are a number of things that might be attributed to the forced labor. Many non-governmental organizations, governments and development agencies feel that poverty and criminality are two of the most common causes of forced labor in the developing world. This story flaw is that it is utterly apolitical in nature, even though both are the outcome of human activity. Poverty and criminal exploitation are viewed as abstract concepts. In today's political rhetoric, poverty is frequently referred to as a thing that must be eliminated or made history. On the other hand, we might think of poverty as a concept or a term we use to describe the situation of individuals who lack sufficient financial means. It's a political and legal reality just like the status of others who are wealthy. Consequently, we may safely infer that current legal and political activity cause or prolong poverty, placing individuals in the hands of those looking in the exploit them. This sense poverty, vulnerability, and the crime associated with people trafficking are all the product of human action. Criminality, on the other hand, may be said to be created by humans. Governments throughout the globe have regulated labor market, reduced the size of their labor inspection agencies, and shifted the burden of labor protection to the impoverished communities themselves or the business from whom such protection is often sought during the last 4 decades. Methodically, this may have been necessary in order to stimulate the economy, according to some people. Next is effect and impact to the problem. Regardless matter how important or insignificant a situation is, it will have an impact. Of course, Dyson bears the weight of the problem his firm is facing, one of which is the looming threat of a recall of its vacuum cleaners. Dyson vacuum and air purifier part manufacturer Aidi stock has down 36.6% or more than half its worth since the later report. Analysts expect ATA to continue losing money for years to come as a result of the revelations that have damaged the company's reputation and the ongoing labor shortage. It is estimated that Dyson departure will have its full effect on ATA's profitability in 2023 and beyond, according to investment bank. According to another analyst, ATA may have acquired a few outlets in a ramping up production for additional clients because of the claims. SKP Resource and BS Industry, two competitors in the electronic manufacturing service market, look to benefit from Dyson's exit from ATA. A 30% drop in ATA stock price was recorded on the Malaysian Stock Exchange. Pin-based, battery-covered brush bars and other parts of Dyson machine provide almost 80% of the company revenue.
Existing solution to the problem. Government of Malaysia decided to take action with investigate Dyson because they decide to sympathize with ATA over the Malaysian supplier labor applies. After doing an audit of the company's labor applies and allegation by an informer, Dyson ending its contract with ATA. Malaysian Human Resource Minister M. Saravanan reaction. The government wanted to hear the explanation from both parties to make clear. The Malaysian government committed follow about this matter because Malaysia has faced inquiry override, which is the migrant workers are exposed to abuse working and living conditions during the work. Furthermore, M. Saravanan said again that he has received complaints on the use of forced labor in Malaysia, exactly installment of recruitment fees by mediator and the worker cost more than hours due to labor shortage. ATA response it was taken seriously and make action. The allegation of forced labor happened referring an audit summary in retrieved by Dyson. Besides, the issue former worker raised claim of physical abuse. Also, ATA had engaged a law firm in Malaysia to solve an issue of allegation of physical abuse happened by the former worker, and the details report will be finalized soon after all recovered.
Alright, thank you Hazirah for your explanation. So, we continue with the recommendation of several solutions to solve the labor force concerning the issues of Dyson Limited Ltd with their partnership supplier ATA IMS MOHD. The first solution related to Dyson employees being instructed to work overtime as stipulated by the government in excess of 104 hours and work in public holidays is we can report to the responsible body, which is the Ministry of Human Resources, which is under Department of the Labour Peninsular Malaysia. Overtime workers can get compensation depending on the overtime hours, and it has a different calculation if working on public holiday. The second solution related to the illegal recruitment of foreign workers is getting the legal framework in place. The assistance of equality legislation that prohibits and aggressively punish forced labor is an essential component in eventual eradication. This is common in case of human trafficking, when national laws may cover sexual exploitation but no labor exploitation. Finally, the third solution related to ATA is getting allegation that the former employee was assaulted by police after being brought to the police station and questioned by being a whistleblower is ensuring the proper application of the law. It is to ensure that individuals who employ forced labor are prosecuted. There must be a victim-centered response to the problem that give people impact confidence that they will be adequate aid and protected. That's all from me. Thank you. So we can continue with ATIKAH.
Thank you Hakeem for the recommendation. So, I will interpret more about the recommendation. First, getting a legal framework. By getting a legal framework, lawmakers can be open and transparent. For the goods of society, business need a predictable environment in which to prosper. Meanwhile, government needs to indicate as far as possible the direction to allow business long-term planning. But the downside of getting a legal framework is the rigidity of law. An ideal legal system keep changing based on the changing needs of people. It also cannot keep the pace with the fast-changing society. The lack of flexibility in law will outcome into hardship and injustice to people. The second one is ensuring proper application of law. A proper application of law is more flexible and responsive. Mostly, appropriate application reacts and responds rapidly to community expectation and changing social value. The stumbling block is formalism. The law suffers from excessive formalism and greater emphasis. There is an unnecessary delay in justice. And not least, report to responsible body. This supremacy of reporting to responsible body is an accurate process. Reporting a thing to a right place makes a process easier to judge and using a right procedure. But the handicap is company name will be bad. All the company that have been report to responsible body will have a data in government. So the company will have a bad reputation.
Okay, we go for the last part, which is the best recommendation that we have chosen. The legal framework is the best solution to the issues of labor operation that occurs in the Dyson company because it has many advantages for the workers. It is because the government body directly involved in this division, which is the Ministry of Human Resources. They are able to monitor companies that have many violent bills related to the Employment Act 1955, regulation and orders. Furthermore, the penalty imposed by the law are not always proportionate to the gravity of the crimes committed. If the penalty for using forced labor is merely a maximum of 2 years in prison or a fine, many will consider it a risk worth taking given the potential gains. In these cases, current law must be amended in order to serve as effective deterrent. As a conclusion, workers have the right to pursue justice for suffering they have lost as a result of management's excessive greed. We can assume from this that any law enacted by the government will greatly assist us in avoiding this from occurring. Thus, who are responsible may be subjected to appropriate penalties as well. So that's all from us. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys.